Kia ora guys and welcome back to the Black Jersey. My name's Max and I'm the host over here at this channel, and a big thank you to my patrons as per normal. Today the All Blacks 2023 Rugby World Cup squad has been announced by the head coach Ian Foster. The tournament's going to be hosted in France, and for the first time since 2003 the All Blacks are not the favourites going into this tournament. It is Ireland this time. This team has been through the absolute ringer, changes in assistant coaches, and this time last year they were ranked 5th in the world. This team is now starting to build a win streak again, so after all the speculation, the public can finally see who is in the team and share their thoughts on what's going on to back the boys. As for who's in the team, well, there's no surprise over there at hooker. Dane Coles, Cody Taylor and Samisoni Taukei'aho basically picked themselves via the All Blacks depth chart. Taukei'aho is well and truly the future of the jersey. He has been re-signed to 2027. Dane Coles will be retiring after this World Cup, and Taylor, who's 32 years old, has re-signed to 2025. No room for Asafa Waimua, who wasn't selected for the Rugby Championship. There were only 3 hookers in that squad, so I think they basically picked themselves. We all knew what it was going to look like for those 3 positions. As for the props, no surprise to see Ethan de Groot and Tyrell Lomax as the 1-2 punch for the number 1 and 3 jerseys, loose head and tight head prop. Those two have been at the heart of the All Blacks evolution under Jason Ryan as the forwards coach, and I'm starting to believe 100% that de Groot is the best loose head prop in the world. Tyrell Lomax is a guy that's just evolved so much under Ryan's tutelage. Well done to him. Ofa Tu'ungafasi and Nepo Laulala, the Blues duo have been selected for their experience, and fairly so. Though Laulala didn't exactly have the best performance paired with Tamaiti Williams, their difference in height makes it totally understandable. Williams is going to be the future of the number 1 jersey, and I'm very excited for what he holds for the future. As for the final propping spot, that has gone to Fletcher Newell. Newell has only played 80 minutes of rugby this entire year after a broken hand and a broken big toe, and yet that monster performance in the scrum against the Wallabies has made him the 3rd choice tight head prop after Laulala and Lomax. It's very simple to see that de Groot, Tu'ungafasi and Williams are the pecking order at the loose head, but over in locks, there's only been 4 picks. There has sadly been no room for Josh Lord, who I had really high hopes for. Scott Barrett, the future All Blacks captain, as Scott Robertson, though, he has been picked, so the fact that there's only 4 locks makes me think that Barrett may continue to starting. Perhaps one of Retallick or Whitelock might drop out. Retallick has been injured, so it's good to see he has indeed been selected. He came off with a sore knee after the Bledisloe Cup match against Australia, so really hoping he'll be fit for the rest of the Rugby World Cup post-opening match against France. Tupu Va'i will be one of the youngest players in the team, but he's already got nearly as many caps at his age as 23, and I'm very happy to see him selected as well, because in Super Rugby he truly did put his hand up to say, I am indeed the heir apparent. Sam Whitelock, an emotional one for me. I first started watching the All Blacks at 11 years old for the 2011 Rugby World Cup, and Sam Whitelock is the only player from that tournament still remaining. He will be at his 4th World Cup, and though he won't be the captain like I predicted a few years back, it is so nice to have that man's experience. He's only 3 test caps away from beating Richie McCaw's record as the most capped ever All Black, and he could also be just the 2nd player in history to reach 150 test caps. So nice to see he's got Retallick and Barrett, his long-time partners, to do this with. The loose forwards, there's also been no room for Sami Penny Finau, who had a really good debut on the weekend. Sam Cane is captain, no surprises there, and the form of Shannon Frizzell has been what's shut Finau out essentially. Frizzell was man of the match against South Africa, and he has been in phenomenal form right now. Before he leaves for Japan, it's good to see him getting a swan song with a 2nd Rugby World Cup. They want to have a 3rd lock at 6 to balance the lineup with Kane as a 7, and so this is the guy who's going to do that job if you want someone other than Scott Barrett to start at 6. Dalton Papali'i is going to be the go-to off the bench for sure. Papali'i has started in both the 6 and 7 jersey for the All Blacks. While he can indeed cover number 8, just at a little pinch, he has played minutes there before at club level, and he is a turnover machine who is a great captain for the Blues. He has shown that form at test level time and time again. He is ready for this after he missed the 2019 World Cup. Another guy who missed the 2019 Rugby World Cup due to concussion though, Luke Jacobson. He has beaten Hoskins Sotutu once again, and he is the 2nd choice number 8 behind Savia, who who I do still believe is one of the world's best players. He is a massive threat for any opposition that we're facing. As for the halfbacks, nothing has changed over there either. People were seeing Finlay Christie flying into Napier, so that is indeed bad news for Brad Weber, who has likely played his final test for the All Blacks as he leaves to play club rugby at Stade Francais very, very soon. Cam Roigard, after just one test, they had seen enough from him, and that is a massive endorsement of this young man after Folau Fakatava, the initial heir apparent, is not in the team. Aaron Smith will also play at his third World Cup for a final time. I've got him name in red to highlight his special contributions to the black jersey. We all know that Beauden Barrett is going to be at 15, so I'm not naming him in my graphic as a 10 at all. Richie Mo'unga is the boss of that jersey now. He's about to get to 50 tests. He was the heart and soul of Scott Robertson's Crusaders alongside Whitelock. He is also going to get a very nice swan song. Damian McKenzie, who was signed on to 2025 as well, is also going to be there at 10. He didn't play too well against Australia the other day, but they have faith in him, which is very good because you can't be erratic with your selections at this time of a World Cup cycle. The midfielders also basically picked themselves. Geordie Barrett and Rico Ioane have been injury free. They've been playing a lot lately, whereas the experience of David Havili and Anton Leonard-Brown cannot be understated. Though Havili missed the Rugby Championship due to injury, he came back from his hamstring injury with a really strong performance for Tasman the other day. Havili is a guy that was only 88 kgs back when he debuted for the team. He's now a mean power machine with an excellent boot to replicate Barrett's boot, which goes for over 60 metres. Barrett's kicking is going to be very useful, and Ioane is the quickest player in the team. Anton Leonard-Brown has not played a lot of test rugby in recent times due to injury, but when he does play, we can trust him to be a very solid distributor and defender. We are not going to the World Cup without his defensive game, and I'm very happy to be saying that. As for the outside backs, that is why there is no room for Josh Lord or Sami Penny-Finau, because they've gone for an extra outside back. They've actually gone for 6 of them, though we're also including Beauden Barrett there, of course. Caleb Clark, who I made a video about, people aren't going to be happy to see him there, but they're also happy to see his rival Leicester Fainga Anuku over there. Will Jordan, also awesome to see him in the team. He is an all-rounder, finally starting to work on his defense, and he will be the fullback for next year. Hopefully he gets a few opportunities at 15 against Uruguay and Namibia as well. Amoni Narawa, though he has a back injury right now, it appears he's going to be fit for selection for the World Cup, which is going to be really good. They'll just need to try him out against South Africa before the tournament, though, to give him more minutes. And the final spot has gone to Mark Talia, who will without question be starting in the number 11 jersey, once made famous by Jonah Lomu in 1995 and 1999. So what do I think of this team overall? Experience, form, and new blood who can be legends of the future. This is basically all you ask for the World Cup. There's not a heck of a lot I would change personally myself. Experience is just so important, and I think that they've probably got this one about as right as they could possibly get it. Remember to subscribe to me down below if you enjoyed this video, and like this video and comment on this video to share your thoughts on the team. I really appreciate you guys for viewing this one. You can also check me out over on Instagram and over on Threads, and I will see you next time. Cheers for watching from Max.